Hello, creatives. Welcome to Artist Star. My name is Beth, and I'm here at the gallery with a general tarot reading. This is an ongoing Cards of Truth series for the entire 52-card deck. Here is a chart to find your birth card. I've already cleared the cards and spent time meditating on my shooting star spread. I'm using the Cards of Truth deck for the overall starting point and then clarifying with the Ethereal Visions deck. I chose this deck because it has an artist card added into the major arcana. I'll close with a message from Spirit with the Soul's Journey lesson cards. If you'd like to know more about today's card, please pause the video and read the description box below. Okay, I'm going to adjust the camera now so that you can see the card spread for today. This is a reading for all Queen of Heart birth cards. This is the shooting star spread. It's a 3-card spread about unblocking or heightening your creative flow. I like to take cards that spring from the deck while shuffling. That can take a while, so I've already done that and laid out the cards. There's no wrong way to choose cards. That's just what works for me. So the first row here represents the inner and outer resources, like the South Node position in the Cards of Truth birth chart. Easily accessible because it's what you bring with you from a past life. However, there is a possibility it's so easy it's taken for granted. The second row, and yes, that is the Queen of Hearts. So I think this is the first time this has happened, that the card that the reading is for actually came out as a resource. Very curious about that. So the second row is about what motivates you. It kind of reflects the North Node position, as it will naturally assist your soul's full potential. Third row is what Source would like to share as guidance, pure and simple. So let's take a look at the first row. Yeah, I'm thinking you are just one super solid Queen of Hearts. You know yourself incredibly well. You are a high vibration. You can tell that from the rest of the spread. It is a beautiful, very potent and deep realizations in this. So hopefully we'll be able to give you something for food for thought. So yes, the Queen of Hearts. She is a nurturer. You can read all about it in the description box below. But she's also something called the sustenance card. So it is someone who is able to give others and themselves what they need in order to feel complete, I suppose. So it's interesting that the next card that you get is the Moon. Now this is in reverse, and the Moon card is, and I read reversals as blockages or blocked energy, something still stuck in the subconscious that hasn't come to the surface yet, hasn't been a realization. So perhaps this will shed some light on what that means for you, because as the Queen of Hearts is all about the emotional fulfillment, the Moon is also that. It's emotions, and it can also be a lot of the shadow work. So having that in reverse suggests that you're not really stuck in the idea that you know that there is shadow work. And it's kind of one of those twisted ways of thinking about it, especially for the shadow work part, that it indicates that you are well aware of the shadow work and that you embrace that, as well as knowing your lighter side. So that's a good thing. And probably apropos as to the rest of the reading, because here you have justice. And It is right there. Just, oh my goodness, I love the Justice card. It's all about peace and balance and finding satisfaction from within. I mean, basically, that is it. So it again tells me that balance and with the darker and lighter sides of the emotion, that you are well aware of that you'll be able to see it and name it and work your way through it. And the Judgment card is exactly that. That is all about self-evaluation and self-evaluation to ultimately make good decisions. So this whole row is about you knowing yourself incredibly well. Beautiful spread. And then we go to what motivates you. I mean, this couldn't be any better either, because the Cards of Truth deck, this is the Ace of Spades. Now, the Ace of Spades is about epiphanies. It's about healthy, emotional. It is about emotional, but it's also more about mental health. It's the foundation for all mental and physical health. So again, it is what motivates you. Clearly, it is what you love and delve into. And great motivator, all that self-actualizing. It's about discovering how to newly experience something newly discovered about yourself. Beautiful. Okay, next for motivation, we have the Five of Swords. Now this card does speak to the shadow side of things. This is the Ethereal Visions deck, and in this deck, this card relates to how this person got the swords and what he may have had to do in order to get them. So you can see these two people walking away back here, very unhappy, very put in their place, if you will. And this person not really satisfied with the way they may have been able to get those swords. So, meaning you probably pissed some people off to get what you needed to get. Okay, so you understand that. And as a motivating force coming from the Ace of Spades, it would say that you're well aware of the shadow work that needs to be done on occasion. And when you see it, you're loving to work on it. It's really a beautiful thing. Just becoming more in balance with yourself. And then we have the Well. Love this card. It's unique to the Ethereal Visions deck, and it's in reverse, which means it's either blocked energy or still in the subconscious, which the Well is the well of creativity. Everything is there. All you got to do is reach in and pull it out. But it's a blocked energy for you, Queen of Hearts. So what does that mean? Well, as a motivation, it may mean that something has you in contemplation mode. And I say that there's something up, there's something new for you to be discovering. You're not quite sure what that is yet. You're understanding that it is hindering your creativity. And this card speaks to a dissatisfaction with that. It's the Eight of Cups, and it's about the emotions. And all of these cups up here in a row, that is something that you've accomplished. That is something that you've gotten relaxed about, and you are in search of something new, a new muse to get you where you want to go creatively. Beautiful. So let's look at the third row. What source would share? So here we have the Six of Clubs. Now, this is a really beautiful card to get because it is all about professional satisfaction. It is basically all the intellect can handle for inspiration. Lucky you. Oh my goodness. It's one of the best cards to get because it is getting the respect, the recognition, the rewards for everything that you have put your heart and soul into. Beautiful card. You're recognized with this card. So Source is recognizing all of this work that you're doing up here and how it relates to your making art. It's got to be really interesting art to be so well balanced. The next card here is the Chariot. And this is blocked energy. It's in reverse. It still could be in the subconscious. It's the Chariot, and it's all about managing a bumpy ride. I call it the rodeo card because when it's in the upright position, you are in full control. You are riding the bull or the bronco and enjoying it and not having any trouble staying on. Or if you are, you're able to maneuver and correct quickly and easily. So that it's in reverse, this along with the well tells me that there is something that needs to happen here for you in order to get into that place where, basically you're feeling a little out of balance. You're so much about the balance that this tells me that you're out of balance. So what would make a Queen of Hearts be out of balance, right? And what it's happening here is the Epiphany, the Empress. She is the deliverer of the inclination. She fertilizes that epiphany, that of self, that realization that you really love, because it is one of your biggest motivation forces to realize that something new about yourself. It just furthers your creative art incredibly. Okay, so how do you get there? How is the source is telling you it's coming, that you're going to have that epiphany and that you are going to have those rewards, because that's what the Four of Wands is all about. It is eventually realizing and being able to have that peace and contentment. It is about union, and it's a very promising card. So it's lovely that Source would share that with you. The interesting thing here in this spread is the yin-yang feeling to it, because as we discussed up here, and can see clearly that you do a lot of work, inner work, with the lighter side of life and the darker side of life, and you're motivated by that. So something has you out of balance. So, and I say that because the last card that Source guides me to, I find by moving my pendulum across the Soul's Journey spread out deck. And it can take a while, so I've already done that too. And interestingly, or not, because this seems to be par for the course, that Source always finds this last card, and it does speak directly to the reading. So the card for you, my Queen of Hearts, is balance, right? So it says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So, my dear, we're going to put that right on top of the well, because that is what we need balance back into your life in order to do. So, contemplating on that, it seemed like, well, as a Queen of Hearts, no one needs to point out the balancing act, right? Clearly, you perform that all day long. It's what you do most of the time, and you do it with compassion and empathy because you are that. You are compassion and empathy. That being said, when was the last time you paid that kind of attention to yourself? Source is sharing that it's time to take care of you as much as you take care of everyone else. It's that old put the oxygen mask on yourself so that you can help others get theirs on. If there's a situation, a person, a thing that has you off balance, then it's time to find the remedy or the cure. That Ace of Spades is there for you. The balancing, if you will, of discovering, the understanding, whatever it is that has you out of balance. Clearly, you know how to do that shadow work. You have an innate talent of being able to view things as neither good or bad. They just are in that situation, right? When it's an inner struggle. It is, you have this ability to see both sides of a situation and think objectively, have objective perspective within yourself, and thus you learn something about yourself in the process. And you know, we all have our own unique, authentic lives to live and reap the benefits of insight and compassion, and to create awesome art along the way. So, yeah, contemplation. Take a little time for yourself and figure out what it is that has you off balance, and you'll get that creative impulse sooner rather than later. All right. Well, I hope all of you Queen of Hearts out there found this interesting and helpful. You can also watch the card videos for your Sun, Moon, Venus, and so on placements and contemplate those readings as well. Happy creating. So creative, stay true to your uniqueness on your creative path, and I hope this gave you some food for thought. Please subscribe and hit that like button. It means a lot to me and my soul and life purpose. Thank you.